Hello and welcome to this inspiring video about personal success and the incredible power of your mind. Today, we are going to explore one of the most famous books ever written in human history. This classic book is called Think and Grow Rich, and it was written by an intelligent author named Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill spent more than 20 long years interviewing the wealthiest and most successful people of his time. He was asked to do this massive research project by a legendary billionaire named Andrew Carnegie. Andrew Carnegie was the richest man in the world because he owned a giant steel company in America. He believed that success is not a mysterious secret that belongs only to a few lucky individuals. He believed that success is a precise science that anyone can learn and apply to their own lives. Napoleon Hill interviewed over 500 multimillionaires like Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, and Alexander Graham Bell. He discovered that all of these great leaders followed the exact same mental principles to build their fortunes. The core philosophy of the entire book can be summarized in a simple four-word phrase: thoughts are real things. Your physical life today is a direct reflection of the thoughts you hold inside your brain every hour. If you constantly think about poverty, lack, and failure, you will attract those negative things into your daily reality. But if you train your mind to focus on wealth, success, and clear goals, you will unlock incredible opportunities. Let us look at a famous story from the book to understand how a powerful thought can change your destiny. Imagine a young poor man named Edwin C. Barnes, who lived in America many years ago. Edwin Barnes had a burning desire to become a business partner with the great inventor Thomas Edison. He did not want to work as an ordinary employee or a standard helper for Thomas Edison's company. He wanted to stand next to the famous inventor as an equal business associate and build a fortune together. However, Edwin Barnes faced two massive problems that made his dream look completely impossible to others. First, he did not know Thomas Edison personally, and he had no social connection to the famous inventor. Second, he was completely broke and did not have enough money to buy a train ticket to Edison's laboratory. Most ordinary people would look at these obstacles and give up on their big dreams immediately. They would say that they lack the education, the money, and the luck to achieve such a high goal. But Edwin Barnes did not have a small, ordinary wish. He had a deep, burning desire in his heart. He decided to travel to Thomas Edison's office by hiding inside a slow commercial freight train. When he arrived at the laboratory, he walked directly into Thomas Edison's private office. He announced to the great inventor that he traveled across the country to become his business partner. Thomas Edison looked at the young man, who looked like an ordinary poor tramp from the street. Edison noticed something unique, strong, and highly determined in the expression on Barnes's face. He saw that the young man's mind was fully made up and that he would never accept a no. Edison decided to give him a simple, low-paying job as a floor sweeper inside the laboratory factory. Barnes accepted the humble position immediately because he knew it gave him a chance to display his value. He spent many months sweeping floors and doing easy physical chores for a very small daily wage. To his co-workers, Barnes looked like an ordinary worker who had no future or advanced education. But in his own mind, Barnes viewed himself as Thomas Edison's business partner every single minute. He watched how Edison worked, learned the details of the business, and waited patiently for an opportunity. Several years passed, and Thomas Edison invented a new office machine called the Edison dictating machine. Edison's sales managers looked at the new machine and believed that it would be impossible to sell to businesses. They thought that office clerks preferred the old way of writing and would reject the expensive device. Barnes saw this situation as the golden opportunity he had been waiting for during his long years of sweeping. He approached Thomas Edison and confidently promised that he could sell thousands of dictating machines across the nation. Edison trusted the young man's intense enthusiasm and gave him a contract to sell the office device. Barnes started his sales campaign and achieved a massive success that surprised everyone in the company. He sold so many machines that he earned millions of dollars in commissions and became a wealthy man. He successfully became the true business associate of Thomas Edison and reached his childhood dream. Barnes succeeded because he chose a definite major purpose and refused to look back until he won. He did not leave his dream when things were difficult or when he had to sweep floors for years. This story proves that your starting position in life does not determine your final destination. What matters is the intensity of your burning desire and your absolute willingness to take continuous action. Let us look at another instructive story from the book about a man named Darby who looked for gold. During the famous gold rush in America, Darby's uncle traveled to the West to find a golden fortune. He found a nice piece of gold underground, bought expensive digging machines, and invited Darby to help him. They worked very hard for many months under the dark ground, filling trucks with valuable gold ore. Suddenly, the vein of gold ore disappeared completely, and they could not find any more gold in the dirt. They continued digging desperately for several weeks, but their efforts brought them nothing but dust. They became extremely discouraged, lost their patience, and decided to stop the expensive operation. They sold their digging machinery to a local junk man for a few $100s and went home sad. The smart junk man called a professional mining engineer to look at the dark underground tunnels. The mining engineer calculated the lines of the earth and looked at the fault lines of the rocks. He discovered that the previous owners failed because they did not understand how gold veins move. He told the junk man that the vein of gold would reappear exactly 3 feet from where Darby stopped digging. The junk man started his machines and found millions of dollars of pure gold exactly 3 feet down. The junk man became a fabulously wealthy multimillionaire because he consulted an expert before giving up. Darby learned a priceless lesson from this painful financial loss that changed his entire future career. He realized that success often hides behind a temporary failure or a short-term disappointment. He said to himself, "I stopped digging 3 feet from gold, but I will never stop when clients say no." Darby entered the insurance business and became one of the most successful insurance salesmen in the nation. He made a massive fortune because he applied the lesson of persistence to his daily sales calls. When a customer refused to buy insurance, Darby remembered the gold mine and continued trying. He became wealthy because he refused to let a temporary refusal stop him from reaching his goals. Napoleon Hill created a clear 6-step formula based on these stories to help you turn your desires into reality. 6 steps are highly practical, and you must follow them with absolute discipline every single day. The first step is to fix in your mind the exact amount of money that you desire to earn. It is completely useless to say, "I want to have a lot of money," or "I want to be wealthy." You must choose a precise number like $50,000 or $1 million in your mind. The second step is to determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money you desire. There is no such reality as getting something for nothing in the global personal economy. You must decide what service, what product, or what skill you will deliver to the market to earn your wealth. The third step is to establish a definite date when you intend to possess the money you desire. Setting a strict deadline creates a healthy sense of urgency and focuses your daily brain power. The fourth step is to create a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once to put it into action. Do not wait until you feel ready or until conditions are completely perfect in your environment. Start today with whatever small tools you have and take the very first step toward your destination. The fifth step is to write out a clear, concise statement of the amount of money you intend to acquire. Name the time limit, state what you will give in return, and describe the plan clearly on paper. The sixth step is to read your written statement aloud twice every single day of your life. Read it once in the morning, right after you wake up from your night of sleep. Read it once again in the evening, right before you close your eyes to go to sleep. As you read the words, you must force yourself to feel, see, and believe that you already possess the wealth. This daily mental exercise trains your subconscious mind to accept your big goals as real facts. Let us look at the second major principle of success in the book, which is the power of faith. Faith is a state of mind which may be created or developed through the repetition of affirmations. It is the absolute belief that your thoughts will manifest into physical reality over time. Many people suffer from a lack of self-confidence and live in a constant state of doubt. They tell themselves that they are unlucky, weak, and that they are doomed to fail in life. These negative statements act as negative affirmations that poison their subconscious minds. Your subconscious mind does not care whether your thoughts are positive or negative. It accepts whatever commands you give it and begins to look for ways to make them real. If you feed your mind with thoughts of fear and poverty, it will build a poor reality for you. But if you feed your mind with thoughts of courage, faith, and success, it will build a wealthy reality. You can deliberately train your faith muscle by using the principle of autosuggestion. Autosuggestion means communicating with your own subconscious mind through daily affirmations. Create a list of positive sentences about your goals, your talents, and your future career. Repeat these sentences with deep emotion, passion, and high energy every single morning. Do not just read the words mindlessly like a robot reading a piece of boring text. Your subconscious mind only reacts to thoughts that are combined with strong human emotions. If you combine your thoughts with the emotion of faith, you will unlock your ultimate potential. Now let us look at the third important principle, which is specialized knowledge. There are two distinct types of knowledge in our modern educational systems. The first type is general knowledge, which is taught inside standard schools and universities. General knowledge includes subjects like history, geography, science, and complex mathematics. Professors at universities possess an incredible amount of general knowledge about the world. However, many of these smart professors are completely broke and struggle with money their whole lives. General knowledge will not attract gold to you unless it is organized and directed toward a practical end goal. The second type is specialized knowledge, which is highly focused on a specific practical trade or skill. Specialized knowledge includes skills like digital marketing, computer coding, or advanced sales techniques. The modern economy does not pay you for what you know. It pays you for what you do with what you know. An educated man is not someone who has a lot of fancy university degrees on his office wall. An educated man is someone who knows how to develop his mind to get whatever he wants without violating others. Let us look at a famous story about Henry Ford to understand the power of specialized knowledge. Henry Ford was the legendary creator of the Ford Motor Company and a multi-millionaire leader. He did not go to school for many years, and he did not have an advanced university education. During the First World War, a Chicago newspaper published an article calling Henry Ford an ignorant pacifist. Henry Ford was very angry and decided to sue the newspaper company for printing false lies about his intelligence. During the courtroom trial, the newspaper lawyers wanted to prove to the judge that Ford was truly ignorant. They asked Henry Ford a long series of general knowledge questions about history and geography. They asked him who was Benedict Arnold and how many soldiers did the British send to America. Henry Ford listened to these tedious questions for a long time and became extremely tired of them. He pointed his finger at the lawyer and delivered a powerful response that silenced the courtroom. He said that he had a row of electric push buttons on his large office desk. By pushing a single button, he could call an expert assistant who could answer any general question instantly. He asked why he should fill his brain with general facts when he had smart people around him to do it. Henry Ford was not ignorant because he knew exactly how to organize specialized knowledge to build wealth. He did not need to know everything because he possessed a clear system to find the answers he needed. This story proves that you do not need to be a genius in every subject to become a successful entrepreneur. You simply need to specialize in a specific field or surround yourself with experts who have the knowledge. Now let us explore the fourth important principle of success, which is the role of imagination. The imagination is the creative workshop of the human soul, where all plans are created. Napoleon Hill explains that there are two distinct types of imagination inside your brain. The first type is synthetic imagination, which works with old experiences, ideas, and facts. It rearranges existing concepts into new combinations to solve familiar problems. The second type is creative imagination, through which the human mind receives direct inspirations and ideas. It communicates directly with the infinite intelligence and creates completely new concepts from nothing. Both types of imagination must be exercised regularly through daily creative practice to stay strong. Let us look at an inspiring story about a man named Milo C. Jones who used his imagination creatively. Milo Jones was a humble farmer who suffered from a terrible physical sickness that paralyzed his body. He could not move his legs or his arms, and he was forced to spend his days lying in bed. His family was very poor, and they struggled to maintain their small farm without his physical labor. Most ordinary people would look at this tragedy and give up on their financial future completely. But Milo Jones refused to let his physical limitations destroy his mental capacity and creativity. He said to his family that he could no longer work with his hands, but he could work with his mind. He looked at the farm assets and noticed that they had a nice stock of healthy pigs. He used his synthetic imagination to create a new plan to make premium pork sausages for the market. He directed his children to follow a special family recipe to mix the meat with delicious herbs. He told his wife to write letters to wealthy families in the big city to promote the fresh sausages. The sausage business became a massive success because the quality was exceptionally high. Within a few years, the Jones Dairy Farm sausage brand became famous across the entire nation. Milo Jones became a wealthy multimillionaire while lying completely paralyzed on his bed. He achieved his grand success because he used his imagination to create value where others saw nothing. His story proves that your mind is your greatest financial asset, regardless of your physical condition. Let us look at another famous story about the creation of the popular drink Coca-Cola. An old country doctor walked into a small pharmacy shop in Atlanta with a wooden kettle and a secret recipe. He sold the wooden kettle and the handwritten recipe to a smart clerk named Asa Candler for $500. The old doctor took the $500 cash and left the shop feeling very happy with the deal. Asa Candler looked at the secret recipe and mixed the ingredients with fresh water and sweet sugar. He added a powerful ingredient that the old doctor did not have, which was the element of imagination. Asa Candler saw a vision of millions of people drinking this refreshing beverage across the globe. He created a giant marketing campaign, built large factories, and distributed the drink everywhere. The secret recipe became the foundation of the massive Coca-Cola enterprise, which created thousands of jobs. The old doctor only saw a simple liquid that could cure stomach aches for a few local patients. Asa Candler used his imagination to turn that simple liquid into a multi-billion-dollar gold mine. The gold did not come from the physical kettle or the cheap ingredients inside the recipe. The gold came directly from the creative imagination of the man who executed the big vision. Now let us look at the fifth fundamental principle of success, which is organized planning. A burning desire and a creative imagination are useless thoughts unless you turn them into a practical plan. You cannot achieve a big financial goal by drifting randomly through your workday without a map. To build an effective plan, you must use the power of a group called the Mastermind Alliance. A Mastermind Alliance is a friendly group of two or more people who come together for a specific goal. When two minds cooperate in harmony, they create a third, invisible force that is stronger than both minds. It is like connecting two electric batteries together to multiply the total voltage of the system. Surround yourself with people who possess different skills, talents, and knowledge that you lack. Meet with your mastermind group regularly to discuss your plans, solve problems, and share ideas. If your first business plan fails completely, do not lose your confidence or give up on your dreams. A failure is simply a clear signal that your current plan was not designed correctly for the market. Rebuild your plan, consult your mastermind group, and take action again next Monday morning. Every successful leader in history went through many failures before they reached their destination. They won the financial battle because they had the persistence to keep changing their plans until they worked. Now let us examine the sixth crucial principle of success, which is the habit of making decisions. Napoleon Hill studied the habits of over 20,000 unsuccessful individuals during his research. He discovered that the number one cause of failure in life is the chronic habit of procrastination. Unsuccessful people take a very long time to make a simple decision, but they change it quickly. They are heavily influenced by the opinions of their neighbors, friends, and family members. They let gossip, fear, and doubt stop them from executing their plans and starting businesses. Successful people make decisions very quickly because they know exactly what they want in life. Once they make a decision, they stick to it firmly and change it very slowly, if at all. They trust their own internal judgment and refuse to listen to the negative opinions of others. Let us look at an example involving the famous car maker Henry Ford. to see the power of decision. Henry Ford decided to build his famous Model T car with a specific look and mechanical system. His sales managers and engineers came to his office and begged him to change the design. They said that customers were getting tired of the black car and wanted a more modern vehicle. Henry Ford listened to their arguments calmly, but refused to change his original decision. He stayed with the Model T for many years and built the largest car company in the world. His firmness of decision allowed his factories to mass-produce cars at an incredibly low cost. He did not let the fluctuating opinions of others distract him from his main corporate system. To think big and grow rich, you must develop this strong habit of making definite choices every day. Stop hesitating, stop waiting for more information, and execute your decisions with confidence. Now let us discover the seventh magnificent principle of success, which is persistence. Persistence is the essential mental quality that turns a small desire into a massive fortune. It is the power of willpower, combined with a burning desire, that allows you to survive any storm. Most people are very enthusiastic when they start a new business or a lifestyle routine. But the moment they face a financial loss, a mistake, or a harsh criticism, they quit immediately. They choose the easy path of comfort and safety over the hard road to true freedom. Persistence is a habit that you can deliberately cultivate through 4 simple daily actions. First, define a definite major purpose that is backed by an intense, burning desire to win. Second, create a definite plan that is expressed in continuous daily actions and steps. Third, close your mind tightly against all negative and discouraging suggestions from others. Fourth, form a friendly alliance with 1 or more people who will encourage you to follow through. These 4 steps act as a protective shield that keeps your mind focused on your destination. Let us look at a scientific reason why persistence creates success over a long period of time. Your brain contains billions of tiny pathways that control your automatic daily habits. When you start a new routine, the pathway is very weak and requires a lot of hard effort to use. But when you repeat the action every single day, the pathway becomes strong, thick, and fast. Persistence physically reshapes your brain anatomy until success becomes an automatic habit. Now let us look at a major enemy that you must conquer if you want to think and grow rich. Napoleon Hill explains that there are 6 basic fears that paralyze the human mind every day. He calls these fears the 6 ghosts of fear because they live inside your imagination and thoughts. The 6 ghosts are the fear of poverty, criticism, ill health, loss of love, old age, and death. The fear of poverty is the most destructive ghost because it completely destroys your ambition. It makes you look for a safe, low-paying job instead of taking a risk to start a business. The fear of criticism makes you worry about what your neighbors will think of your choices. It stops you from writing a book, speaking in public, or sharing your creative ideas with the world. To destroy these ghosts of fear, you must realize that you have absolute control over one thing. That single thing is the nature of your own thoughts and your daily internal vocabulary. Fear is nothing more than a negative state of mind that you can change through positive action. Fill your mind with thoughts of courage, wealth, and faith until there is no space left for fear. Let us quickly review the core success principles we learned from Napoleon Hill's book today. First, understand that thoughts are real things that create your outer physical reality. Second, develop an intense burning desire for a specific goal and follow the 6-step formula. Third, cultivate absolute faith in your ultimate success through daily positive affirmations. Fourth, specialize in a practical skill or surround yourself with a smart group of experts. Fifth, use your creative and synthetic imagination to add value to the marketplace. Sixth, build practical plans by forming a harmonious mastermind alliance with others. Seventh, make decisions quickly, execute them with intensity, and change them very slowly. Eighth, practice persistence every single day to overcome failures, mistakes, and obstacles. Ninth, eliminate the 6 ghosts of fear from your mind by taking immediate positive action. Do not feel overwhelmed by trying to change all your daily habits in a single afternoon. Every self-made millionaire started exactly where you are standing right now, this beautiful morning. They started by changing their mind, their attitude, and their focus from scarcity to abundance. Start small today by writing down your precise financial goal and your timeline on a piece of paper. Read your statement aloud twice every day and force your brain to believe in the reality of it. Read good books, study successful leaders, and spend time with people who believe in growth. Be patient with your financial progress because building a massive fortune takes time and discipline. Trust the natural laws of success, protect your daily systems, and never give up on your dreams. The modern world has unlimited rewards waiting for those who can think and grow rich. Take full control of your attention, expand your vision, and take action right now. Your time is today, so make every single choice count on your journey to true greatness.